On your mark, get set. What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns.
I did it on the first one.
Got it. I got it. Look,
nailed it.
We've done a couple now. So, anyways, again, you got myself and you got Abel, and today we are back with another SEAL Team episode, which is by far the most requested. People keep talking about SEAL Team, which it's a great show. It's probably the most requested one that people want more of. So, back with, what is this, episode 15, season 1. Finally getting towards the end of season 1. This is a great one. It is called No Man's Land. Is it?
I'm so
It is.
sick of looking at David Boreanaz's face.
Tell us how you really feel. So Abel, if you haven't been watching the past couple episodes of Beers and Breakdowns, Abel does not like watching military shows. I don't know why. He would rather play his video games.
First of all, it's not a video game. It is a driving simulator. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a tool that's utilized by many racing professionals to level up their game in real world driving, which I do.
It helps him drive his Ford Mustang faster. So
why would you do that? Why would you call it that? It is that, but why would you say it that way? That's the rudest thing ever.
Anyways, back to SEAL Team and episode 15, No Man's Land, which I said, it is a good show. This one has to deal with a little bit of heroin, which that's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, heroin, money, and
get real high, have a good time, don't shit for about 2 weeks. It's a good time.
Is that what happens?
Opiates? Oh yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
They block you up faster than, like, I got nothing. But,
okay, well, apparently
but it's not good.
Abel likes Mustangs, video games, and heroin. All right, so check out my shirt. I got my Chase Fear. This is Barbell Apparel. This is our personal line that FNG Academy has with Barbell Apparel. This is the Chase Fear line. We've got shirts. We've got shorts. We've got some new designs coming out with them too. But Barbell Apparel, they sponsor the channel. We love those guys. We wear it all the time. They have an amazing return policy or exchange policy. If anything rips or you outgrow it or you lose weight and it doesn't fit anymore, either way, you go up, you go down, in and out, whatever you do, if it doesn't fit anymore, they will exchange it. No questions asked. Just email them, let them know what's going on, and they'll send you some new stuff.
Clearly,
so,
I'm getting absolutely jacked right now.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to be needing some new clothes pretty soon.
I saw Abel lift 3 weights earlier today. It was impressive.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm pretty sure like one more workout, and I'm just going to need more clothes.
Yeah, you're going to need to level up for sure.
Absolutely.
But anyways, check them out, barbellapparel.com. If you like the Chase Fear stuff, go to their website. There's a little search bar. You can type in FNG Academy. You can find the Chase Fear line there. Again, that's our personal line that we do with them, and we have new stuff coming out, so make sure and keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, let's hop into this episode of SEAL Team.
Yay! More SEAL Team.
As much, and the more that you hate it, the more I want to do more SEAL Team.
The more, can we get a petition going in the comment section for this to be strictly a Sean and Kurt thing? Like, not just like SEAL Team. All the episodes. Go back in our episodes right now and see how far back you have to go to have 2 of them at the same place at the same time.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's starting to get a little stupid.
Last summer, I think.
So I'm supposed to be a stand-in. I'm only supposed to be here when one of you can't travel. Now you guys are modeling this to where, oh, well, I'll travel here and I'll travel here. Well, I got stuff to do here, and now I'm in every episode, which is really stupid.
Well, we're all busy. So for you guys that, a little behind the scenes in the FNG Academy, we all have lives and things that we do outside of FNG Academy. And so now our schedules have been so busy. That's why you haven't seen Sean and I together on one of these shows, because our schedules are so busy. The big thing we've been doing in the background is this documentary with 20th Group that's coming out soon.
Yeah, because Abel's got nothing to do.
So Abel has been busting his ass on that documentary. We give him crap all the time, but Abel's been busting his ass on that documentary, but that was the last time that all of us have been together for something. All right, that's what's been going on with FNG Academy. Now, let's get into the SEAL Team.
Benny, I need to talk to you, okay? Let's get up. We need to talk. Come on, let's go.
It's a little early for the after-action review.
Well, you know what? The AAR is going to be a little late for what I have to say right now. Okay, so look.
Is he gaining weight?
Some coffee. You want some coffee?
No.
No? Here, have some coffee. It's good for you. You're going to like it.
Okay, so?
So, it's been what? It's been a week since we rolled up on this bomb guy, Kamal, right? 1 week.
This guy is freaking spun up right now.
Yeah.
This guy is on another one. Clearly. So what happened in the last episode, if you didn't see that one, an entire team got wiped out. Like, they lost an entire team of dudes. And so since then, they've been on 18 missions just back to back to back. This guy is completely fried right now. He is not sleeping. And I would be pissed if I was Mandy. Can you imagine waking up with essentially like a team sergeant in your face, like, hey, get up. Like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's
dude.
like really a Sean.
That, if you guys want to know what it's like
To be friends with Sean.
to be friends with Sean, that's it.
He does not care about what you're doing. If you're sleeping, he does not care that you want to sleep in later. He doesn't care how early it is. If it's what he wants in that moment,
Yes.
he's going to run in there and wake you up and say, yo, are you sleeping?
Yeah. If you have kids, you'll understand. Sean is like a child, and the fact that when he's awake, everybody needs to be
Everybody's
awake.
awake.
Like, there is no more sleeping. We've got a video. I was trying to sleep. We did a content cabin trip in Texas. I'm trying to sleep, and I wake up with Sean with a Bluetooth speaker blasting music, just dancing in my face at like 7 in the morning. We'd been up till probably 4 in the morning. It's like, why are you awake right now? I did not think about that. This is what it's like with Sean.
Yeah, so if he was on this team and needed to know something right now, he would absolutely go in that room and be like, yo, I need you to wake up right now.
Yeah.
Because this is important.
This is the most important thing in the world. And the funny part about this whole scene is he goes through this, he doesn't get any answers, and then he just walks off. He's like, I'm tired, I need to go to sleep. And she's just like, I was asleep. That is perfect, Ava. I didn't realize why this scene resonated with me so much. It's because this is our life. We are Mandy.
We've got
and
one of
Jason
those,
is
yeah.
Sean.
What are those packets that he calls when they leave him behind? Every time they show up into a valley and then like there's all these packets on the ground?
What, the leaflets?
No, like the pill packs.
I don't know.
He has a name for them. I don't know what they are.
What, Sean does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
For the Afghan fighters, they use these to stay awake and like they give them all this like pills and
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what they're called, though.
Oh.
But, yeah. This guy's definitely spun up and on something. Sean.
Love you,
Now
Sean.
it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Love you, buddy.
That's why I think this scene triggered me so much, because I've been in this position so many times.
As have I. I was just in this position last trip.
Are you sleeping? Yes, I'm sleeping, bro. It's dark outside still. Here it comes. Boom. All right, you can stop. This is why this show is so freaking good, Abel. This is why. That entire scene, they're moving down the hill. All the tactical movements make sense. This is what happens when a director listens to their advisors. Mm-hmm. It brings that level of realism into the show. So when they're walking through that field, you could see the tactical movements that they're making, the formation that they're in. That makes sense. When they get to the building, one of the small things that, let me know if you caught this. Let me know. I'd venture to bet most people didn't catch this. Right before they go into the house, they've got the stack there. They've got the stack of guys on one side of the door. They've got somebody on the other side of the door. And you see right at the end, right before they make entry, he does that with his gun. Right? And so that's like universal. Every team has a sign when you're about to make entry. And normally it's either a barrel dip or a barrel raise, depending on the tactical situation you're in. He does that. The guy behind him hits him on the shoulder, letting him know, because that's how you know everybody's ready. The guy hits him on the shoulder, and as soon as he hits him, he does the dip. That lets the other guy know, hey, we're going. And as soon as he dips, they just hit that room. And it's like just little things like that make this so exciting to watch and make this show so real. And why this show went on for 7 freaking seasons, because they actually listened to their advisors.
That's actually really cool. I got nothing snarky to say about that. That's actually a really cool detail.
Yeah. And the other part is, I can't tell, but looking at it, that looks like Tyler Gray. I'm pretty sure that was Tyler that did that too. But the fact that he was on the show and had something to do with the creation of the show, and the fact that they actually listen to him is amazing.
If you guys haven't seen it, you should go back and watch the episode that we had with Tyler on, and watch the podcast that we did with him. But in terms of SEAL Team, more importantly, watch the show that we did with him on. I think it's one thing to have somebody who used to be, Delta, and to be on a team and to do all that stuff, and to have all that information, right? It's another thing to hold on to all that information and be able to meticulously regurgitate it whenever it needs to be. Like, imagine the things that you would miss, right? Kind of recreating this. You'd have to sit back and like go through this mental checkbox of like, okay, we did this, we did that. Tell me you wouldn't miss something.
Yeah.
But not Tyler. Tyler has like put all this stuff in a vault somehow, and just very slowly, meticulously brings it all back out in order, obviously. And SEAL Team ends up having the best person for this job to make sure that this is authentic, which is just crazy.
It's awesome. And that's why this show did so well, I think.
That's a safe choice. What about the family? We take them with us. Okay, then there's no one here at the farm. It's dark and the bad guys will never show up. We can also leave them.
It's too dangerous. Farmer's scared, but he's not that scared. He could warn his buddies.
Well, if they are his buddies.
They book, we'd never see them.
They'd be losing their millions.
Could be pocket change to these guys. We don't know.
Deep pockets.
I say we leave the money, but we stick with it.
Let's go. Okay, you stay behind.
Mm-hmm. This is a transfer point for funds fueling a whole mess of nasty stuff.
So this is, it illustrates the beauty of special operations. It's like in the military, everybody always complains. In the regular military, conventional army, I'm sure the Marine Corps, all that's the same. Everybody always complains like you don't have a say. Like everything, you're just given orders and you execute those orders.
Yep.
The beauty about special operations and the reason why I enjoyed it so much was you finally have a voice and you have a say. So you see, Jason's the team leader. Theoretically, he could be like, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. But he understands as a good leader that everybody on his team has different strengths, different point of views, and he's willing to hear everybody out and then formulate an actual plan that works.
Right.
And so the fact that he's able to identify that and use that, it just shows the beauty of special operations. And that's why it's such a cool environment to be in. Everybody's got to say.
Nice.
Just wanted you to know that. I just felt you should know that.
Thank you. I would have been surprised by the note if it wasn't like one of the most reoccurring notes on the show is how they formulate a plan and everybody kind of gets a say in there, and that's how not like the rest of the military doesn't work that way. But special operations, you always have a say because nobody has an ego. They just want what's best. They don't want to die. So it's best to hear everybody out, even if you're a leader.
You get it then.
A lot of different iterations of what just took place. I'm not knocking your note.
That was a perfect
just saying,
synopsis.
Yeah.
You just started regurgitating it all. I was like, yeah, all that makes sense. Yeah.
I've been here for a lot of
You're
it.
getting me hyped up now, Abel.
Oh, shit.
Abel sits here, even when it's just Sean and I, Abel still has to watch every episode and dissect everything and edit these episodes. So no matter what, he'll always bring up things like, oh, you said this at this time and this. It's like, I don't remember half the things I say on this show. It just comes out. And I know Sean's the same way.
I'm the only one that watches it twice.
Yeah.
So, because I have to edit it and decide whether if it should stay in or not or how it should stay in. So I've spent way too much time with SEAL Team and with these guys, whether in person or through the computer screen.
Just staring at our faces, listening to our voices over and
you guys should see the stuff I send
over.
them that doesn't make air. But like I'll just record it with my phone and send it to them. Be like, if I wanted to end your entire life, I could just post this on the internet. That would be it.
All right, he turned right 100 meters.
My granddaddy's wheelchair's faster than this thing. You gotta know what speed. It's so important to me.
He just turned right 100 meters.
All right. I love the character of Sonny.
Oh man, I love that. I don't usually. I mean, I love his character, but he's not usually this funny. But just the way that was said was pretty appropriate.
You know what's awesome? So Sonny's from Texas. So he's a good old boy. And one of my teammates, Dylan, he's also from Texas. And I feel like that character of Sonny is so realistic because he reminds me so much of Dylan. Like all these random sayings, like when he's like, "Oh, my granddaddy's wheelchair."
Yeah.
Dylan's like he'd like randomly say something. He's like, "Oh, that's you're more worthless than tits on a bull."
Yeah.
Or like, "Oh, hard as woodpecker lips," and like all this random shit. It's like what?
You
Like,
just
how do
have
you come
certain
up with
people
these?
that live off of adages and like different euphemisms and all these things they've picked up throughout their entire life, and they just every single scenario has one of these fit for them to say it. There's just people like
And
that.
the fact that he's from Texas, I'm like, that's so realistic because Dylan is from Texas and he is the same way. My other point about this is something that I know we spoke about before, but if you're new here, driving a vehicle under night vision is fucking difficult. I know Abel's heard this numerous times, but when you put those goggles on, it takes the 3D world and puts it in a very 2D or even 1D. Like there's no depth perception or anything like that. So walking, like you're trying to like step over things that you don't need to step over. Driving is an absolute nightmare. I remember one time I drove under nods. It was probably 6 hours straight, and it was absolute terrible.
I would like to say, for the record, that I was technically under nods for, I'd say about 4 hours
When
I was filming.
Oh yeah, you were filming. Through
I was
the night
technically,
vision.
I mean, I was looking at a screen that was under nods, so technically you could stretch the truth to say that I was under nods because I have to use that screen to guide myself to walk. I can't look up because I have to see what the camera is looking at. Again, the new show is a lot of it for land nav and some crazy stuff and following cadre and ghillie suits all through the woods and stuff is all under nods. The camera itself is under nods. I can't see anything. The screen is the only thing guiding me, which is under nods. It's a circle.
So now you know.
Now I'm technically under nods.
Now you know.
Doc, what are we seeing?
There's no movement, as far as I can tell.
Let's do this. Hey, yo, we better hurry up. Call the prayers coming soon.
Kick it or crack it.
Keep quiet.
All right. So that's another small tactical thing. So if you watched our last episode that we did on the Brave, and I think it was Brave episode whatever 3 or 4, something like that. Episode 4. So anyways, the one guy in the Brave, he was like, they get to a door, and he's like, "That's thick steel. We're gonna have to blow it." And then they just try the door handle and it opens. So when they get to this one, Sonny's, they're like, "Hey, we gotta hurry up." And so Sonny's like, "Do you want me to kick it or crack it?" And basically he's saying like, "Are we just gonna kick the door open or crack it?" What I'm thinking when he says that is probably put a charge on it or some other form of entry, which is gonna be pretty loud. And so Jason's like, "Keep it quiet." And so they go in and keep that element of surprise and silence. But it's just, another small little detail right there where he's just like, "Hey, you want me to kick it or crack it?" But it shows that not only, like, I feel like a lot of these actors have been put through some really good training on how to actually be an operator. Mm-hmm. I'd venture to say that you put these guys in a stack doing some CQB, and you'd probably be like, these guys are pretty damn good.
Right.
I imagine that they're probably pretty spun up when it comes to CQB. I'd actually like to see that.
At the very least, they could probably call out what's supposed to happen. Maybe not have the fluidity of somebody who's done it 100 times, but they'd be able to identify this comes next, right? They'd be like, absolutely.
Yeah, they'd be already like a step ahead. I would actually like to see that.
Hey, if I can pick up this much by watching this over and over again, imagine being trained in that to do it on TV and then have that run for 8 seasons?
Yeah, 7 seasons.
7 seasons. That's quite a bit of experience.
It's pretty wild, yeah.
Maybe it's time to just go enlist, boys.
And the other part too,
you don't have a job now anyway, right?
Yeah. The other part too is when you're watching the evolution of the show, they start to really take on the look of operators. And what I mean by that is like the body type of operators. Because a lot of times when you see like SF guys and SEALs and stuff doing a lot of Olympic lifts, a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of guys start to take on a certain body type, which you definitely get to see it in Spencer, who's played by, or Clay, who's played by Max Theroux. Ray, he starts to take it on. Sonny definitely takes on that body type. And so it's like they're training like operators for so long, they actually start to physically look like operators.
Like shit brick houses. You don't even want to gun, right?
Yeah.
So you get really wide and
exactly.
space. They're just like...
Exactly. Just barrel-chested freedom fighters.
You ever want to feel like a fat piece of shit? Go and hang out with a group of former or active. Those are all active, right? Active Green Berets, and nothing's gonna get you more motivated to get into the gym that day than hanging out with that many dudes that are jacked like that. Just because, well, it's what they're supposed to.
It's your job.
It's the lifestyle, right? So it's what they're supposed to do, and they just, yeah.
It's your job, and it's a community, and everybody, like, you never, when you're in that community, you don't want to be the weak one. You don't want to be the slow one. So everybody pushes each other to do better, because you start to see somebody's like, why is this guy all of a sudden deadlifting more than me? So now I got to, get back in the gym and lift more than you, and it's always a competition. It's awesome.
They're introducing everybody to me. I'm on my phone on Amazon ordering protein and fucking creatine, and I'm just like, I got to get my shit together. What is going on here?
Now, if you've done it to get in my business, stick your nose up my friend's butt, push me from what you feel is my lofty position, if this was personal, then I would have a problem with that. But you didn't, and you weren't, and it wasn't. Right?
Right.
So we don't
Have a problem.
Right. It's still my set.
Why does it seem like they definitely have a problem?
I watching that scene, you're like, so do they have a problem?
I don't know.
Clay, and that's one thing that's
But then he says, still my set. So
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe they don't have a problem.
Nah, they don't. So they've always had this tension with Clay and with Clay and Ray, like, because Clay is the up and comer. He has aspirations for being like the team leader.
Yeah.
And then Ray is kind of like the heir apparent, or should be, but then goes a different path. But I just thought that was a cool scene because it shows what we were talking about earlier, where like with special operations, where everybody puts in their voice and their opinion, and it's taken into account. And then also this, just like the whole conflict resolution, like on a team, like that's how it works. You're like, hey, do we have a problem? If so, let's figure it out now.
Yeah.
Because you got to work together, you got to live together, and you can't just sit there and let something fester like a bunch of sorority girls.
Right.
And so I just thought that was, it's just a cool scene.
That was.
But I'm not sure if they have a problem or not.
I was going to say, I'm a little, I don't know. It feels like something that's going to come up in a future episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I feel like there's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
A little jealousy, I think, from Ray. And
It was like a backhanded, like, you did this, but you didn't do it, but you did it.
Right.
So I guess when you do it blatantly, we'll have an issue. Then I can call. You didn't do enough to let me call it out, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we'll see as the series progresses. They kind of butt heads a bunch more times, but that's it for this one, man. This is season 1, episode 15. This is getting towards the end finally of season 1. There's a few more episodes left. This season goes out on a banger, and then from there this show just skyrockets. It's an awesome progression as far as the seasons go on.
Fucking season 1. We have 7 seasons of this.
Let us know if you guys want to see a SEAL Team Beers and Breakdowns marathon. We'll get myself, we'll get Sean, we'll get here together, and we'll just do a straight month of SEAL Team episodes, or maybe even more. Maybe
I think it should be the next
6.
content cabin. I think the next content cabin should just be a SEAL Team oriented content cabin.
We
where
keep getting people asking for it.
From the minute you guys wake up to the minute you guys go to bed at like midnight, all you're doing is SEAL Team episode Beers and Breakdown episodes.
We'll just live stream.
I'm not even going to go. You guys will get a very kind UPS package outside of that content cabin door, which has cameras in it and instructions.
But anyways, hope you guys like this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. Let us know what else you want us to do. If there's any new shows coming out that you want us to watch. We just started Echo 3. If there's anything else that looks cool, let us know in the comments. Peace.